Welcome to the garden. Today I'm growing some microgreens, and these radish microgreens have been growing for about a week, and then they're ready to harvest at whatever size. These ones have been in the sun, so they have a nice green color, but you can actually grow them in complete darkness and they'll still shoot up. And all the nutrients they need is going to be in their seeds. So really they don't need fertile soil. They just, whatever you have, just normal potting soil will work just fine. So I've got some parsley and some radish here, and they have that wonderful radish flavor. Anything you plant is going to taste basically exactly like what a mature plant would taste like. Just a little more subtle, really nice, delicate flavor. But I'm going to be growing some dill, some parsley, maybe some celery. We'll plant out some more radishes. Might try some carrots, broccoli, and maybe even some kale. I'm also going to do some sprouts of beans and peas. So I've got some recycled containers, and these don't even have drain holes. I've checked to make sure that they don't leak, but they don't really need very much. Just keep them damp and they'll do just fine. So really easy to plant out. I've already got some planted right over here. And this is a donut container, so it has a nice little lid. So we're making a little microgreen greenhouse. So you can plant these in rows. Just make little rows like this. And then we'll take some radishes. I don't have very many of these, so I'm only going to do a couple. But they have such a wonderful peppery radish flavor. Just sprinkle them in and then cover them up. They just need to be lightly covered. And I'm going to do a bunch of broccoli because I have a bunch of broccoli seeds. You want to grow what you have. If you have a bunch of excess radishes, you could certainly do those. I just happen to have a bunch of broccoli, so I'm going to be planting out quite a few of these. But you can just like sprinkle them on like this, and then work the soil over, and they'll just get lightly buried. Even the ones on the surface will actually sprout for you. So even some of them don't get buried, it's not a big deal. I'm also going to do some peas and some beans. So I'm just going to toss them in and sink them down like this. Doesn't really matter where they are. So this is going to be like a cornucopia of different sprouts and microgreens. I'll throw some beans in there just for fun. But you could basically grow anything as a microgreen. I've seen people grow corn, which is really cool. And if you keep them in the dark, they stay pale, and sometimes they'll turn yellow, but they'll never actually develop that green color. But I like to keep mine in the sun. It keeps them warm, which is important. They germinate really quickly in the warmth, and then the light turns them nice and green, so they have a beautiful color. And I think they taste better that way too. So I'm also going to try some carrots. And I've already got some dill in here dotted around, so I'm just going to sprinkle these in, lightly mix, and then we're going to start to water. You want to use something mild like this sprayer, because if you just pour the water on, you can bring the seeds to the surface. We want them slightly buried so they're surrounded in that moist soil. And then when we put this in the sun, I'll pop the lid on so our little micro greenhouse will get nice and warm, and they'll germinate really quickly, and they should only take about a week. These radishes, 1 week, and they're already a few inches tall and ready to eat. So really quick turnaround on these, so you can have a couple bins. But it's as simple as that. So I hope you give microgreens a grow. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.